I'm asking.
Hey, somebody tell my frequency. Huh?
Can you hear? Is
No,
it me?
somebody's on your frequency? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's me.
It's
It's
you?
me and you. I can hear it.
You want a cable? Can you change?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll change.
Let's just do this.
You want a cable?
I think mine is long
I got
enough.
it.
Can't change you one. Te dije.
I was yelling for a minute ago, so don't be hoping to make sure.
Aquí no se pone.
Whatever, you guys have time.
Ya te enseñaba cómo lo hagas.
That way. Sure. Is that cool?
Okay. We're good.
You golden?
Hit it.
All right. My name is Rob Sherwin, S-H-E-R-W-I-N, and I'm a deputy chief currently assigned to Dallas Animal Services. I want to talk today about an arrest we've made for an attack by dangerous dog that occurred on Saturday. I'll read a statement and I'll take some questions right afterwards, okay? On Saturday, August 6th, at around 7 a.m., a 38-year-old female was walking along Rosewood Avenue and Lucas Street. She was heading to the DART station that's located on Harry Hines. As she approached a home in the 4400 block of Rosewood Avenue, a 65-pound dog described as a tan and black pit bull ran out of the front yard gate and attacked her. The victim sustained serious bodily injury, which includes puncture wounds to her leg, a large portion of flesh removed from the outside of her right calf, cuts on her hands, her wrists, and chest. The victim was transported to Parkland Hospital by Dallas Fire Rescue, where she was hospitalized and treated for her injuries. After the attack, the dog ran back through the gate, back into the fenced yard. Responding police officers found that the front gate to the home was not secured. The dog was then seized by Dallas Animal Services and remains in the shelter. Animal Services records indicate that the same dog had jumped the fence and had attacked a 41-year-old female who was working on a home down the street on July 9th this year. That victim was treated at Parkland Hospital for bites to the right side of her ribs, but did not sustain serious bodily injury. Dallas Animal Services seized and quarantined the dog for 10 days and had cited the suspect. The suspect regained custody of the dog on July 19th. Steps were being taken to declare the animal as a dangerous dog. Additional history indicates that the owner has been cited for seven violations in 2010 for numerous violations regarding animal at large and other violations. The investigation revealed that the owner was criminally negligent and was aware of the substantial and unjustifiable risk to the public by her dogs. Today, Dallas police arrested Alicia Hernandez, Latin female 64, for the offense of attack by dangerous dog, felony 3. Mrs. Hernandez was transported to Luce Area Justice Center and is being held on a $5,000 bond. And I'll take some questions.
The crime specifically, I'm sorry,
Is attack by dangerous dog. It's under the Health and Safety Code. This is significant because this is the first time the Dallas Police Department has actually made an arrest. We have filed additional cases with the district attorney for cases, but in this case we had a very clear path. We had history, we knew who the owner was, and we were able to make the case.
Explain to me, from at least from an investigative standpoint, the criminal negligence of this dog owner.
Essentially what we want to do is we want to make sure that for the judge to sign a probable cause warrant, which they did, was we have to establish that this person should have known that their dog, if it was to get out in the public, would attack and seriously injure someone. So you have this fact that on the 9th, this dog got out and seriously attacked someone. Now it didn't rise to serious bodily injury because it just didn't rise to that level. But you should have known at that point, and then the dog was quarantined. She voluntarily got that dog out. She paid the fines. Dallas Animal Services can't get that dog from her until they declare it a dangerous animal. So they were working on those processes when that dog escaped again and attacked another woman, and this time seriously injured her. That owner should have known, and we have an extensive history with her. Therefore, that establishes, number one, that she has ownership of the animal. Number two, that she had knowledge that this animal was dangerous. and that she should have taken steps to make sure that this animal was contained in her yard.
To declare the dog dangerous, was it a dangerous dog affidavit that was going to be filed?
They were trying to work on that, but the law is basically, we can go ahead and move on this charge without the declaration of dangerous dog just by the history, so that's what we did.
How is this case different than the Antoinette Brown case in which there has not been?
That's a good question. The Antoinette case, Brown, remains under investigation, and what we continue to struggle with is to try to determine who owned the animals that purportedly attacked her. We don't have any witnesses to that. We have what we believe were those animals, and we're waiting for additional forensic information that may or may not say that the animals that we seized were responsible for that attack. Then we can go ahead and prove ownership.
So the animals are still in quarantine or still in custody?
No, those animals have been destroyed.
Okay, but
We have their DNA, and we're moving it on to a lab that we can see if we can get some additional information out of it.
In this case, you mentioned dogs. You said, does she have other animals?
She has other animals.
And have they been, you said there were 7 violations before, back if you had any of those animals involved in that?
No, we don't know. The records that DAS has are not that exacting. So she has extensive history in animal services with surrendering animals, getting animals, adopting new animals. So she has just extensive history. But the point is that I think in this case, I think we can prove that she should have known after July 9th that this dog was dangerous. It had attacked a lady who was simply just working down the street. And then to have this dog, again, escape after she got it out of quarantine from Dallas Animal Service after its 10-day period, and to seriously injure somebody else, I think that rises to the level what the law intended it for it to be.
Did she give you any statements as to her excuses for her animal or her dog or anything
No,
like that?
I don't think so.
When did she get it out of quarantine? Did you say July?
She got it out on July 19th. So
So
the
it
dog,
hasn't been a month.
yeah, it hadn't been a month.
And just
And
to
the dog-
clarify, this is the first time DPD has made an arrest.
We have
on
made an
dog.
arrest for attack by dangerous dog, felony 3. So in the case of Antoinette Brown, that's a death, that would be a felony 2. So we have filed cases with the district attorney for that, but we have not yet made an arrest.
Would you say there's new focus on this because of these cases?
I think that this is a public safety issue that demands that we take a hard look along with Dallas Animal Services and see what we can do to protect the public. I think that the public expects us to take enforcement action against people who are not responsible pet owners, and that it's not just a civil action that you can be held responsible for. There's a criminal violation for this, and it needs to be, especially when someone's harmed as much as this woman was.
How's the victim doing?
I think she's been released.
But it is overall a message to this community, I gather.
Absolutely. One more.
Chief, can you recap briefly?
We've had a woman that was, she was injured on the 6th from a dangerous dog attack. She was taken to Parkland where she was admitted for serious bodily injury. We found that that animal had been involved in another attack and had just been released back to the owner back on the 19th of July. We've arrested Alicia Hernandez, a Latin female 64, for offensive attack by dangerous dog, felony of 3rd degree. It's in the Health and Safety Code. It's the first arrest DPD has made for this violation. We have filed charges against people, but we have not made an arrest.
So this is to send a message.
This is to hold someone responsible for the charge of attack by dangerous dog, but it's important because, yes, someone's being arrested for it, because I don't think I've had a case where it's this clear before, that she should have known the injuries were substantial, she was notified before. Dallas Animal Services did an outstanding job of trying to do their job, and she has to be held responsible for it. Okay? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.